As Trinidad and Tobago settles into the new year, the Twin Island nation begins to take stock of what has occurred in 2014 and looks toward creating a prosperous 2015. On January 23, 2015, the American Chamber of Commerce of Trinidad and Tobago, AmCham T&T, held a business workshop themed Half Empty, Half Full, the Economic Outlook for 2015, under the distinguished patronage of His Excellency Timothy Hamel-Smith, Acting President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. The workshop featured prominent speakers such as Senator the Honorable Vasant Bharath, Minister of Trade, Industry, Investment and Communications, and Minister in the Ministry of Finance and the Economy. Mr. Hugh Howard, President of AmCham T&T, Ms. Marla Dukaran, Group Economist at RBC, Norman Christie, Regional President of BPTT, and Mr. Nicholas Galt, Chairman of the Association of American Chambers of Commerce of Latin America and the Caribbean. AmCham T&T is a private sector organization formed in 1992 to encourage fair trade and investment within the Americas and the Caribbean. They currently represent over 300 member organizations and continue its quest to enhance competitiveness within the region, generate new business markets, push for improved legislation and policies, and contribute to the sustainable development of the country.
AmChamTT firmly believes that in the midst of any economic uncertainty, opportunity is always present. It is just a matter of perspective and the will to take hard but necessary decisions in restructuring and repositioning the economy. Innovative ideas and entrepreneurial spirit are key ingredients to ensure not only survival but upward mobility and growth. The roadmap to prosperity, in our view, lies in increased collaboration, innovation strategies, and decisive action. We must be proactive in not only weathering the storm, but also, and this AmCham believes very firmly, Trinidad and Tobago to be leading the Caribbean in any economic reforms that can put not only Trinidad and Tobago, but the region as a whole in a position of competitive advantage. Diversification and prudent fiscal spending must not be something of which we merely speak. They must be integrated into the fabric of every decision we make in order to increase competitiveness, expand markets, and experience positive returns on our investments. AmCham recognizes its role in the stimulation of trade and investment in our economy. We are also aware that it is necessary to look outside of our economy if we are to increase export and reduce dependence on oil and gas revenue.
In the midst of a global oil price depression, it is widely accepted that it is the private sector that will push the growth of the economy, and the government will act as an enabler, creating the environment and opportunities for these businesses to thrive. Senator the Honorable Vasant Bharath, the featured speaker of the day, reiterated the commitment of his ministry, the MTIIC, in ensuring private organizations such as AmCham have the support and backing of the government as they continue their mission to diversify the economy.
Just last week, your President and Chief Executive Officer joined the government in another forum to discuss issues of the economy and managing our way safely through the adjustments that are clearly on the horizon. So being here today, just 1 week later, tells me that AmCham Trinidad and Tobago is amongst those organizations that are not only keeping pace with the present challenges that confront us, but also keeping faith with the government's interventions. I must tell you that I'm extremely delighted with the theme chosen for this morning's workshop, half full or half empty, as it originates from an old adage that today presents us with the most important of questions that we must consider and answer, and that is, are the current challenges to be taken as impediments, or are they to be seen as opportunities? You may ask, is the global energy sector posing challenges for us? Of course it is. Everyone is aware that we are challenged, all of us. Are these challenges unfamiliar though? No, for we've been here before, And with sufficient experience and lessons learned, we're in an extremely good position to transition our economy with the people that we've got and people through this period. So this is why the government has given a commitment to hold the course in the way that our vision has developed over the years. And arising from the Prime Minister's meetings with business stakeholders last Thursday, where you were ably represented by your President and Chief Executive Officer, a bank of new ideas came out of all of those meetings that line up very well with government's vision and philosophy of economic prosperity for all, and in fact speaks to the point of being the half-full philosophy. Amongst the solutions put forward by the representatives of all of the chambers and the private sector and the unions were greater collaboration and partnership between the public and private sectors through sharing of technical expertise, process alignment, and joint improvements in procurement procedures, working towards greater parity between spending and value, bringing entrepreneurial thinking and business processes into the public sector and the educational sectors, and using the current challenges to accelerate the expansion of business participation in the economy using the public-private partnership method.
Great focus was placed on the current global oil and gas situation, with speakers such as Ms. Marla Dukaran and Mr. Norman Christie highlighting the importance of the energy sector to Trinidad and Tobago's current economy and GDP, as well as the effect it will have on inflation.
It's very likely that we're going to be in a season of low oil prices for a little while. Exactly where that price will be, again, I won't predict, but the dynamics that we see predict not just a V-shaped downturn as we experienced in 2008-2009, but more of a U-shaped downturn as we've seen in prior downturn in commodity prices. And I want to say commodity prices because it's not just oil and gas.
The workshop allowed for frank and open discussions between members of the audience and representatives on the panel, during which various suggestions arose on how Trinidad and Tobago could successfully traverse the current economic reality. The event further solidified not only the importance of the diversification of the economy, but also the importance of organizations such as AmCham, who continue to pave the way for greater market competitiveness in the country and the region.
We at AmCham, we have not only been looking at new markets, but new products. Over the years, the Caribbean Basin Initiative has served us extremely well in terms of goods. What we have recognized is that not only in Trinidad and Tobago, but more so in the other CARICOM countries, services is where the emphasis lies. In many of those countries, services provide about 90% of their GDP. As a result, we believe that what we should be doing in Trinidad and Tobago is packaging those services in a manner where they are going to be consumable internationally. And not only that they are going to be consumable, but we are going to be highly competitive.
The MTIIC are proud to support such an organization whose goals for building a better Trinidad and Tobago are strong and in keeping with its own aim of stimulating economic development.